Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon. In this session, we are going to see foreign key in SQL Server. So let's start. Yeah, foreign key definition is foreign key is used for to link two table to each other. First of all, let's see the example of it. Then we will go through the some characteristics of it. Correct? And here employee is the table and it having six column right now. Don't consider the department ID. There are six columns. Means there is a EMP ID, name, city, Aadhaar card number, and department. Correct. And if you closely observe, here is the department, and department having the different strings like the IT department, account department. Correct. Admin department. But right now for account department there are different values from UI, means from application. No need to give the employee ID because it is a ID auto generated or a identity column. This is the first name we have to provide, last name we have to provide. Then I'm copying it. Correct, we are providing this value, but at that time here we are providing this value on the form. So someone uh, inserting ACC, someone insert account. So but these are the some different values. Correct. And this is not the correct data. There is a not constant data for each string. Correct. So how to avoid that? First of all, we have to create one another table. Means we can call it as a department table, and we have to place only one string in that table, and which is calling as a it having two columns, department ID and department name, and that department ID come into the employee table as a foreign key. Here is the primary key and unique key in the department, and it will come as a foreign key in the employee table as a department ID is the column. And what are the benefits from it? Actually, means there is a drop down from UI, means combo box from UI side. So we have to choose ID, account, so it means account, IT department, or there is admin department, and that combo box having the that particular string. But in the background we will capture the ID, means whatever ID come from that particular drop down, we have to insert that ID value in the department ID. Means what are the benefits from it? Means we are removing the duplicate value. Correct. One will enter ACC, one will enter account. So we are duplicating, means account information is replicating. So that duplicate information will remove. There is a incorrect strings as well remove. Then there is a space. Means suppose here is an integer column. How much it will occupy? Means there is a 4 byte, but somehow it is a 6 byte or 7 bytes or 3 bytes. It may be vary, but means someone will enter acc dot. So it is varied, but the string is not constant. And from searching point of view, instead of suppose I have to select the employees who having the department ID as a one, then it is better in means from index point of view, from searching point of view as compared to the string. That's why these are the very good benefits from normalization point of view, redundancy point of view, and there is a primary key and foreign key relation point of view. That's why foreign key is come into the picture to avoid the redundancy. Then there are some two table we can link to each other. Correct. If all the data in one table, then how much big that table? Correct. So we are segregating that information, and we have to just enter the one information at one place and just reflect that ID into the another table. Means right now I am creating the relationship in between department table and employee table. Employee department table having the department ID which is act as a primary key or a unique key. And if we have to reflect that particular primary key or unique key as a foreign key, in the employee table, then we have to add one more column as a department ID as a foreign key. Got it? So let's see you using the query how to create the foreign key and how to make the relationship in between the two tables using the query or uh, from database diagram point of view. Yeah, first of all, we will see some characteristics of foreign key. Means foreign key is the field in that table that is primary key or unique key on another table. Means yeah, as I said, primary key or unique key in another table, that that department ID will act as a foreign key in the employee table. So this is the explanation for that. And foreign key can allow multiple null value. Sorry, means here is the null. Yeah, we can insert, no problem. But in case of the primary key, there is only one null. In primary key, there is a nothing null value allowed. But in unique key, there is only one null value allowed. But in terms of the foreign key, we can insert multiple null values. That is the explanation for that. Got it? And third thing means if we create the foreign key in the background, there is a nothing index will create. In terms of the primary key, clustered index will create. In terms of the unique key, unique non-clustered index will create. But in terms of the foreign key, there is a nothing index will create in the background. So from interview point of view, interviewer will ask which index will create when we create the foreign key. Answer is nothing index will create. Yeah. Next, we can have a more than one foreign key in the table. Yes, perfect. Primary key, there is only one primary key per table. From unique key, there is a one or more than one unique key on the table. And same like for the foreign key. Means we can create the more than one foreign key per table. Means here we have a scope. Means city table. We have to create one table as a city, and here we have to give the information as a city ID and name, which act as a master table, and this table will act as a transaction table. First of all one, and then there is a name as a Pune, then second as a Nasik, and third Nagpur. So these are the cities, correct? And we have to place that particular ID instead of the city. Means instead of city string, we can insert the city ID. Means here we have to add the city ID column instead of the city, because here we are storing the string. Instead of that, if we store the number from searching point of view, it is better. From space point of view, we can store, means actually we can save the space. From filter point of view, we suppose I have to filter the record which belong to the Nasik, so we will easily search that. From index point of view, it is also better. So there are multiple benefits if we are creating the primary key foreign key relationship, and we can identify the table structure as well, and it will benefit in a mis to understandable point of view, and we can reduce the redundancy, and we can achieve the normalization things. Means here is the segregation of the data. Yeah, as I explained, we can have more than one foreign key on the table. Yes. Then next, how to create that particular foreign key on the table. First of all, I am creating the department table. Before of that, I am selecting the database. Yeah, it is saying table is already exist. So drop table department. Actually, yesterday I created it. That's why we have to drop it first. I am dropping the department, then I will getting the error because it contains the foreign key issue. Means department having the uh, bit. actually that department having the department ID which uh, is referenced in EMP table. That's why we are not able to drop that particular table. First of all, we need to drop the child table. Then we can drop the parent table. Yeah. And here is the department will act as a parent table and employee as a child table. So yeah, miss first of all child and then parent. And while creating, first of all create the department and then child. So I am creating department. Okay. And then we have it is the simple one. Means here we are mentioning the primary key or you can mention the unique key as well. Nothing problem. And here we have to create the foreign key table. Means there is a employee table. Means right now I am only entering name, city, name and department ID. I am not considering the other card, city and name. Means instead of first name, last name, I am considering only name and department ID. Correct. So only three columns right now. If we create that, then what is the syntax for this? How to create the foreign key? Here is the normal syntax. Correct. Means column name, data type, and there is a null allowed or not allowed, which is dependent on the this not null constant or not null constant. Correct. If null, we are saying then that column allow null value. If not null, then it will not allow null value. Correct. And yeah, we have to mention foreign key as a syntax point of view. Foreign key references department. Which table we are going to refer? Yeah, department table. And which column? ID. So it will accept department ID, uh, accept the value which is available in the department table. Means it can accept null value, but means there are some other values apart from the null, means which are present in the department. Suppose there is a one ID we insert into the uh, department table, and that ID we can insert into the EMP table, but some ID are not present in the department. So we can't insert into the employee table. Why? Because there is a those tables are related to each other and those values are here. Only those can insert as a department ID in the employee table. So yeah, I created it. I think yes, let's check. Yeah, I created it. Correct. So how to create the database diagram to understand it? First of all, I am creating the new database diagram. If you select as a depth and EMP, add it, and then you will get the relation in between these two tables. Got it? From understanding point of view, also it is better. First of all, right click, properties. Here you can see the is who is the primary key table, who is the foreign key table, and I will show you. Means there is a delete rule or update rule. Means there are the so set no action. There are four actions based on the rule, but I will show you in a few minutes. Yeah, here is the which one is the foreign key table and which one is the primary key table. And if you show relationship labels, then you will get the relationship name in between these two tables. Got it? And first of all, I am giving you the some explanation for this, means how to data look like it. Yeah, we will insert two records in department table. Okay. Yeah, two records are inserted in department table, and I am referring means that one value means both the these employee uh, in department as a account, means account department. So select star from department, then same for the select star from EMP. Okay, so two rows into two tables are I inserted, and suppose I'm going to insert new value apart from the inserting as a 5. Okay, is it possible? No, because it showing us the constraint. Yeah, here you could see there is a insert statement conflicted because of the foreign key constraint and department ID table. That ID does not have that particular value. Means if that particular department having that particular ID, then and then we can insert that here. If we are inserting null value, it will accept. Let's see. Yeah, because it having that particular foreign key can accept the null value and it can have more than one null value. Let's say I'm inserting one record. Yeah, it will insert. Got it? Actually, such records are called as orphan records. Means those records are not available. Means those are not belonging to the particular department. Then such a record are called as a orphan records. And one more thing, we seen we created foreign key while creating the table, and while creating the table with the help of constraint, how to create it? Let's see. Yeah, using we created the department table, correct? And right now I am just dropping the emp table and again creating it. And uh, here syntax is same, means but here we have to provide the constraint and constraint name. Till the here all the things are same. Means if you see here, there is a foreign key constraint department ID, same we have to add here. But here we have to mention on which column you are applying the foreign key, and then constraint name, correct? But here we don't have a scope to mention the constraint name. Here we can have a scope to mention the constraint name. So I am creating the employee table. Yeah, the foreign key will create. From database diagram itself you can create the two tables. Means suppose there is a add table, and sorry, here I am just removing it. And yeah, here delete the table from the database, then table will delete from the database. Instead of that, what you can do, remove the table, means remove from diagram, so it will persist in the database itself. So be careful about this. And yeah, here is the new table. So you can call it as a dipped one, and I'm making as a id integer and name, correct? So varchar 50. Got it. And allow null value, means actually it does not allow null value. It does not null allow. Control save. I am saving the diagram. Yes, because in the background it will automatically generate the script. Yeah, got it. And here we are applying the primary key. Set primary key and refresh at here. Sorry, refresh at in the table, so that you will get the department one as a table. And yeah, from design point of view, sorry, I'm not inserting here. There is a edit top 200 records, inserting one as a ACC account. Then there is a second IT. Okay, so if you select it, yeah, got it. Two records in here. So I'm creating one more table as a emp1 and as a emp id integer and not allow null means actually it is null is not accepted here and name varchar 50 is 50, till the 50 characters we can insert. So yes, and here we can insert there is a department id, correct? So which is come from the department table. We have to connect two tables to each other. Yeah, and here is the integer and here is the integer. So both the database data type should be the same. If here I am making it as a teeny int or a small int or a big int, then it is not possible. We have to make the integer value with both the data type with the same string. Yeah, and I'm allow null as a yeah or yeah, for timing I'm saying as a null. Okay, save it. So new table will create. Yeah, table will affect. Yes, got it. And here you could see there is a emp table will create in the background. Got it. Edit top 200 records. One, then department ID one, two, Ajit, then two, okay, three, Rakesh, and I am entering it as five. It will give us the because we entered 5, correct? It accepted. Why? Because we are not making right now, we didn't make any relation in between these. So if I am creating set primary key, allow, no problem. I am saving it first of all. So in the background, script will generate. I think, yeah, Miss previous dialog box, there is a script was there. And suppose I have to make the relationship in between these two tables. So drag it, first of all, click on it, and then make on a department ID. Here, a relationship name we can provide, and there is a primary key table. Who is the primary key? Department one, and ID is the column, and MP1 is the table, and which is the column? Department ID. Correct? Click on OK. It will give us the error when we are saving it. Why? Because there is a ID issue. Yeah, yeah, unable to create the relationship. So such script will create in the background. First of all, yeah, you cancel the save developers box, and if we are saving, so again this issue will occur. So instead of that, what we have to do, first of all, I'm creating the new query, and I already have that two tables. So I'm department one and emp1. Correct? Here 5 I entered, I have to delete it first. Delete from which table? emp1 table. Correct? Where? Which row we have to delete? Third row. Copy with header. So whose ID adds emp ID as 3, we have to delete that row. Correct? Means we are deleting this row. Execute it. Yeah, means if you select it, then there is a two records in the department and two records in the employee table. So go to the diagram here again. I think it was a previous one. I'm not saving it. No. So here modify. Yeah, this is the relationship is formed in between these two tables. So a relationship, yeah, here is the department one, and this relationship is bind in between these two tables. So if we have to create the script for that, right click on it, emp script table as. So in the background, you will get this script, means create table emp1, and we are making the constraint as a primary key on the emp id. And yeah, there is a foreign key constraint. So not getting here, correct? So how to get that? Yeah, if you refresh it, so there is a nothing relationship. So what I'm going to save it here, and I'm creating the foreign key in between these two tables. Refresh. Yes, got it. And yeah, here miss easily that uh, foreign key is created. Save it. So in the background, if you see, there is a script is generated, correct? On delete no action, on update no action, references department one table. Got it. And yeah, there is a, this is the script in the background. Yeah, right click on it, refresh it. Yeah, here you can see there is a foreign key relationship, and there is a nothing index will create, correct? Because we are creating the just foreign key in between these two tables. I hope you understand the from design point of view, you can create the foreign key. And there is a means we created from the query point of view, correct? And third one, way how to uh, create the foreign key after the table creation. So this is the syntax for that. First of all, I am dropping the emp table again, and comment it. And this is the table creation script. Means first of all, we are just creating the table, and after means right now in this case we created the table, and in the future if you have to add the city id as a foreign key, then this is the perfect syntax for it. Means there is alter table emp and add constraint name foreign key. This is the same syntax as previous one, correct? So just you have to execute it, and yeah, it is the relationship is formed in between the department and employee. This is the third way to create the foreign key in between the miss two tables. These are the joined to each other, department and employee. Yeah, next one is the self-referencing table. Means that table refers to itself. First of all, here I am making as a employee is the table, and employee having the emp id as a self column, correct? And if we have to identify that particular employee who is the manager, and there is a relationship or there is a hierarchy in between the different employee, then we can do that relationship. Means there is a self-referencing table. Right now I am making it as a self-referencing table. Means here there is a manager id and integer null. It can allow null value as well. Means foreign key references employee table means self table, and emp id means which contain the value which are available in the self table. First of all, I am creating the table, and I am inserting the information into it. Let's say, yeah, I'm copying it. And employee, instead of the manager id, I have to provide emp id. So it is the identity column, no need to pass. Yes, manager id. First of all, there is a no id present, so we are mentioning as a null value, because who is the manager? Manish Sonone. And then yeah, here we can insert the second value as a miss Ganesh is the manager of Manish, such like that. And there is a one more record I will insert. second as a Sagar, correct? So if we see the relationship in between these two, select this is the separate referencing relation of the table. Here you could see there is a employee ID 2 is Sagar Khedkar, manager is Manish. Means for Sagar, manager is Ganesh. So such a hierarchy we can maintain. And this relation means this such a type of relation is known as the self-referencing relation. How to create the sorry, you we already seen how to create the foreign key, and there are some clause as well. Means while creating the foreign key, there is a on delete, on update. These are the clause and there are some actions on it. Means suppose we delete, here is the records I am inserting for records in it. So control C. Yeah, these are the clause. Means while creating the foreign key, we can mention that clause. Means on delete, on update with four actions. Means four actions. Which are four actions? Means I already said you there is a here. If we click on properties, and there are four actions, correct? Insert and update specification. Here means there is a delete rule and update rule. No action, then cascade, set null, set default. So let's see. No action, yeah, set null, set default, and the popular one is the cascade. So I'm explaining that thing you right now. Means what is the syntax for that? Yeah, this is the syntax. Means department ID int not null, foreign key. Actually, this is the previous syntax we already seen. And there is a on delete cascade, on update cascade. Correct. So these are the, you can use one clause or two clause at a time, no problem. And here is the action. Means which action you have to take. This is the clause and with some action. Correct. Means no action, set null, set default or cascade. Correct. No action means suppose why this concept is come into the picture. First of all, let's see. Account is the department, correct? And what are the rows belongs to this department? There are only two rows, correct? If I am deleting here this record, then automatically these two records will automatically delete. Which action or which clause we have to apply? On delete means suppose I am deleting here and then we are updating the means that it automatically delete. So on delete cascade we have to apply, and there is a set default means suppose I am deleting this value from the department table, and here there is a set default. Means set default means, yeah, there is a 9999 means we can identify this value is available in the department ID. So or we don't need to there is a value should be present in the default. Means that particular there is a something default department is present in the department table, then that ID we have to pass at here. Means set default as a 5 or something ID we have to pass, correct? And in terms of the set null means here we have to specify as a means it will act as a null, correct? And there is a no action means don't touch this record, means child record. So that is the no action. Means here are the clause when we are deleting the records, so those are delete from here. And if we are updating the record, then there are the different means actually if we are deleting and cascade is come into the picture. Means if we are deleting here, then that record are delete from here. If we set the set default, means default value will set, means those are deleted but default value is set. If we delete from here, then null value is here apply, and no action means they are not touching to this, correct. So such records will act as a orphan records because those are not present in the parent, but those are records are present in the child. Means from interview point of view, yeah, they will give you question means what is the orphan record and how to identify that. So with the help of join, I will show you in the next session or in join section. So uh, so you will mm, easily identify that records, means how to identify orphan records with the help of left join or right join. Got it. And yeah, on update same thing, means if we update here, there is a id as a 5 or something like that, then automatically that 5 will reflect at here because we are applying the cascade clause. And set default set null same like that as I explained in the for delete. So right now I am dropping this table, so I am giving you the one practical example so you could understand it easily. I am creating the table, and on delete cascade, on first of all I am use the update cascade, on delete cascade, on update cascade. Cascading is means parent plus child relation, means though parent will affect then child will affect, so there is a cascading, correct. I created the employee table with rule, and right now I am inserting the data in it. Yes, I am slightly changing here. Instead of null, I am passing as a two, is two records for the department one. And yes, so if you select it, tool tables record here, then yeah. And first of all I am updating the record, correct. Update department set id is equal to 5, where for which id we have to update 1. Previously id was 1 and I am setting it as a 5. Actually this is the identity column. We have to um, remove the identity it first, then we can update it. So we can remove the identity, but actually in identity session I will say you how to remove the identity. Right now I am dropping the table, means from creating the scratch two tables, correct. First of all we have to drop the emp table, and then yeah, this is drop, and department table we have to drop. And what I'm doing right now, I'm creating the table as a department. And so I have to remove the identity because identity we can't modify. We can insert the value set identity insert on, or with the help of that command into, means suppose there is identity value is the 5 and we have to insert that 100 value in it, then set identity insert on, insert the record and then make it as a off. So we have to apply that particular command here, and while in that scenario. But how to delete the identity, I will explain you in the identity session. Right now I'm just creating the simple table department, and I'm inserting two records in it, 1 comma 2 comma dep id, correct. So I inserted. Okay, first of all I am creating plus inserting. Yeah, two records are inserted. And yeah, as we seen, there is a in employee table we applied the this rule, correct. And we have to insert four records in it. Yes, so let's see, there is a yeah, these are the some records are already present and identity is incrementing one. Yeah, and here I'm for your message, then controller. Here you can see, yeah, just forget about the names right now. Means here is the department ID, one having the 4 employee and two having the 4 employee, correct? And suppose I am updating here as a department is the table. Yeah, here is the department and here is the employee table, correct? And if I am updating one means department as a one as a 5 ID, so yeah, we can update it because it right now no identity available on the department, correct? So here there is a department is 5, I updated here, correct? So account having the 5 department, the records are automatically reflected. Why? Because we set an clause means on update cascade, means if we update at here then automatically reflect in this table. And if we delete the records belongs to this account department, then automatically delete from this table. How to do that? Delete from debt where id is equal to 5. Yeah, right now id is equal to 5, correct? So I have to delete that records. If you see, one record affected, but in the background there is a account department is deleted, but child records are also deleted. This is the rule of the cascade, means on delete cascade and on update cascade. Means I explained you both the scenario update and delete. And one more thing, we applied this rule on the parent table, correct? Here are the records. We have to update it as a 3 value. Can I update it? No. Let's see why. First of all, we will see emp department id is equal to 3 where id is equal to 2. Is it possible? No. Actually, miss, suppose there is a department ID is not here. Instead of that, I have to make the condition as a department ID is equal to 2. Zero rows affected means is try to apply the command on the particular table, but that 2 ID was not present. That's why zero affected. We got the message. Ideally, this command should be like this. Means update emp table set department ID is equal to 3, where department ID is equal to 2 means those records belongs to 2, we have to update them as a 3. So update it. Yeah, means the conflict occurred means that value is not present. Got it? So we are not able to do that. And if you have to do that in any means, suppose here is the 2 value and that is not present here, how to do that? Yes, first of all identify the constraint name, alter F1. Here you will get the constraint name. Got it? Foreign key constraint name you have to pick. From interview point of view, it is the miss uh, tricky question. Actually, how to, if there is a, this is the table, they will give you example means here is the 2 ID and if I have to update as a 2 to 3, can it be possible? You will say no. Why? Because that is ID is not present. Correct. But interviewer again asks you, if I have to forcefully update that, what you have to do? Then in some practical scenario, we can have that situation to alter that records and then match the data and then again uh, add the constraint. So how to do that? Yeah, alter table emp no check constraint name, execute this. Then what happen? You can do that operation as you required. Correct? Here there is a tree id I updated, correct, from 2 to 3 because right now this is not uh, actually not checking that constraint. And in check constraint and in foreign key constraint, only this syntax is available. Other, there is a all the constraint available means we can drop that, but only check constraint and foreign key constraint we can disable. Got it? And if I have to enable it again, then alter table emp, then yeah, suppose let's say you could see here right now check is enabled, but previous record we are not considering here. In future records we can, when we are inserting new records, then definitely it will check, yeah, the new values will coming properly or not, and how to drop that particular constraint. Correct? The syntax is the very simple: alter table emp and drop constraint name. So means foreign key constraint will remove from the table. How to see that? Click on it, alt F1, and you will see here there is a nothing foreign key constraint. Got it? So we seen clause, then there is a drop constraint. Foreign means how to drop the constraint, how to disable the constraint, enable the constraint, and there is a means three methods. With the help of that we can create the foreign key constraint. Correct? And all I what I will do, I will copy all this query and I will miss from nodes point of view, I will miss paste it here in the my block, and so you will get query from here for your understanding. Means in the foreign key I actually I mentioned some points here, but I will update it here, means whatever today's we see. Correct? Yeah. And there are some interview point of view also, means on delete cascade or on update cascade, is it good practice or not? So it is actually typically basis on the your functionality point of view. And suppose uh, actually just apply the primary key foreign key relationship, but it is basically dependent on your application point of view. Means if you have to delete the child records or if you have to update, then you can do that. And yeah, I explained all the things are here, but still you have any doubts, then please ask me in a comment section. I will definitely answer you on that. And composite foreign key, composite foreign key is the same as we seen for the primary key and unique key. Means in primary key we are creating the combination of with column id and account number. Same with we have to create as a foreign key. Means here we created the table first and then add constraint name foreign key, means on which column idcc and account number. On this column we are applying that particular composite foreign key. And how to retrieve the foreign key from the database, so these are the means this is the query. With the help of that we can retrieve the foreign key available in the database. Actually I filtered here person, means let's say here is the practice is the database, and you have to execute this query. Right now I am not filtering any table, I am executing on it. So yeah, here you could see we created it, and for reference self reference relationship table we applied it. Correct? So you will get all the foreign key relationship list in the this query, yeah, using this query. And yeah, still you have any doubts, let me know. Thanks. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.